Bull or bear? And I am spinning a little bit something different, if you can tell from the sound. A 1914S $20 gold piece, St. Gaudens. And I know some of the coin guys are going to ask me what grade. It was uncirculated until I just spun it. I'm just kidding. Comes up a bear. I certainly don't know how to feel about that. And good evening, folks. What's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. I've got a little different cam up tonight, the live Hillsborough inlet cam. And this is where I actually go out fishing. I take my boat out here, go fish offshore here. Really one of the beautiful inlets that we have in South Florida. You locals know all about it. Some of you locals may not know that you can actually go visit this place and go up to the lighthouse. It's one of the last type. There's a certain name for that lens there, something lens or whatever. I've talked about it before, but a very interesting area and a very beautiful place actually. A lot of people will pull their boats up here. All right, now I'm getting into the history of South Florida instead of talking about what we're here to talk about, which is precious metals and other cool things. Let's get into spot prices first, because I know most of you are going to say, where have you been for the last week and a half, Brian? Last 3 weeks I've been doing like the educational videos, so I haven't really been talking about the market too much or anything. But I've been following it, been watching it kind of creep its way up, silver and gold both. Platinum finally kind of clawing its way up there to the almost mid 900 range. And palladium, I don't know what it's doing, but I just kind of been watching and wondering if we're going to see a smackdown at this $25 point, whether we're going to see gold maybe touch its all-time high, because we're just a stone's throw away from the all-time high with gold right now at 2041. What is the all-time high in gold? I think it's $2,075, $2,077 or something like that, if I remember correctly. And we're currently sitting at 2,041. Silver, I can't remember last time it was at 25, but she's touched 25 quite a few times in the last few years, and then got monkey hammered back down to that $20. It low as a $17 and $18 level for a while, and up until recently, down to 22, high 22s and that kind of thing. But we're looking at $25 silver right now. And again, I'm going to give you my opinion on what I think, what my opinion is, what, as a buyer and a seller, what I would probably do right now. And it kind of, I'm at odds with a few things about that as well. Platinum doing, again, pretty good, 943. Platinum showed strength. Gold and silver were down a little bit this morning when I checked it from last night. And platinum was up quite a bit, and now gold and silver have kind of followed that lead with platinum. Whether that was a lead or not, I don't know. I used to believe there was a platinum kind of had a little tell there, because it would go up before gold, or silver would go down before gold and silver, but it's been acting kind of strange here, and it's just kind of range bound anyway. But where are we going from here? That's the real question. And boy, if I knew, I'd leverage up big and double down, triple down, whatever I could do. But we don't know for sure. And really, it has nothing to do with what we, I mean, look, how many black swan events have we had since, the largest, biggest black swan event of all, which was the shutdowns because of Critter 19. What crippling the entire world economically and in so many different ways. Then we've got major wars, and then we've got we've had so many black swans that I don't think, oh boy, I should turn all those off. Sorry about that. I am in the office right now, and all the other phones are going to ring. So, well, anyways, we've had so many black swan events. Am I missing a phone? Yeah, I'm missing a couple phones. So many black swan events are happening in the last couple years that, it's like an abused child. We've been hit with so many of them that it's almost numbing right now when another black swan comes up. Things that I would consider black swans, like I said, the Critter and wars and all kinds of so many things. It's not even funny. Yet that hasn't driven the price of gold or silver up dramatically. We've been under the illusion in the past, and the doomsdayers have talked about buying gold and silver because of black swan events and things like that. I just, so far, none of these black swan events have made much of a difference in the price of gold and silver. But why? And here's really the big question: is why hasn't these black swan events made big dents in the and not just black swan events. Look right now. Here's another 25% of Americans are still paying off 2022's holiday debt, and Main Street American, the working class folks out there, their salaries and their paychecks, the people that are gainfully employed, the people that are holding their jobs, the small business people that are making money or have been making money, the amount of sales they're doing up is not necessarily going up. The amount of sales they're doing is not going up. The amount of money that they're making and bringing in is not going up substantially. That's the same for the employees out there, people working for a living. They may have a good paying job, but it ain't keeping up what it costs to go to what it costs to buy groceries, what it costs for insurance, health insurance, all this other stuff. There we go. I think it's the same person trying to reach me. So the costs are just getting out of hand. And remind me to get rid of these phones next time. Costs are just getting out of hand. And the American consumer is getting squeezed. I mean, here's a good sign. And that's another black flag. Meanwhile, gold and silver really hasn't taken off that much. And if you think about it, gold, again, what is it? $25, $30 off its all-time high. But silver, I want to talk about that in a moment here. Silver, I think, is the much better play here. Let me move into something Ted Butler talks about, and we're going to talk about this with silver. More evidence of a silver shortage. Last week, the Silver Institute updated its annual review on silver that it originally published in April. The report compiled, and Ted was mentioning here that, I'll go through a couple paragraphs of this. I don't think he would mind, but Ted was mentioning that the recent report by the Silver Institute shows that there are big shortages of silver out there, and I'm not quite sure. I've talked about it quite a few times, but if you look at what the Silver Institute used as the silver they took in recycling and the silver they took in mining in 2020 and 2021 and 2022, I have said many times over that I think those reports of how much recycling in silver was done and how much mining in silver was done were way overstated, and that the Silver Institute used way overstated numbers, which more or less what I'm saying is that there's a lot less silver out there than what the Silver Institute was stating. And Ted says that they're claiming, that the Silver Institute's evidence itself is showing that there's a silver shortage. And what I'm telling you is that I believe their numbers are wildly off and that they're grossly understating the silver shortage out there. And a lot of you folks are going to say, well, how can silver be so short? It's very cheap and it's like $25. The all-time high is $50. Well, the price of silver is not derived from miners, or it's not derived from recycling. It's not derived from us buying 100-ounce bars or buying the amount of silver we do on a weekly basis. It's even not to some degree determined by manufacturers, okay, that use silver, photoelectronics or whatever you want to call it. The price of silver is derived in the Crimex-Comex derivatives paper market, all right, where there's multitudes more paper being traded than there's actually silver. There's all kinds of ways too that they manipulate the price of silver down as well. And I think Ted talked about this many times, is that they've broken the market. More or less, they've broken the silver market. There is a huge silver shortage out there. And again, some of you folks are saying, well, there's so much silver out there, Brian. Take a look. SD Bullion, Atmex Bullion, all these other silver companies, have huge amounts of silver. And we walked into your store, you have a lot of silver too. But and all the people that hold silver in the United States, we represent the dealers and the people that hold gold and silver, especially silver. We represent such a small percent of the silver market. All of the U.S. silver mints combined, the U.S. Mint does produce quite a bit, Silver Eagle. So, but even them, if you combine all of that, we are a very small segment of the amount of millions and millions and millions of ounces that are traded in the paper derivative markets. Okay, and again, the paper derivative markets are where the silver prices are determined. And the reason silver is so cheap is because there is a handful of entities, commercial banks, as most of you know, that have purposely letting the market ride up to 25 bucks and then hammered it down. I mean, they've been doing this for decades and decades, but it's almost like a casino where the big boys know they can cheat and get away with it, and that's the silver market. So the silver market price at 25 bucks is not organic at all in any way, shape, or form. And gold markets are commonly also manipulated as well. So what does that really mean in the grand scope of things? Well, I think, all right, here we go. Black swans, we got all this stuff right here, and the shortages that are out there. If my opinion, I still think silver is a much better play. Now, should we buy, would I be buying a lot of gold and silver and platinum at this $25 mark right now, and that's gold at 2,000 near its all-time high? No, I might step back and wait a little bit here. You know, even if gold starts to make its mad dash to 2,500 and silver starts making its mad dash to 30 or past 30, my feeling is that, we've seen the scenario too many times when the criminal COMEX market comes in and monkey hammers the price of silver down $2 or $3 from this $25 level. That's the new level, 25 bucks, by the way. It used to be 20, it used to be 15. New level is 25 bucks. And 30 bucks during the 2020, during the critter time. But let's see what happens at this $25 mark. I think if we start to see it run past 25, 50, 26, then we might have some belief in this market that the criminals have finally kind of broken it entirely and they're not in control, or they've let go of these short positions and they're going to let it ride to the upside so they can make their criminal money on the long side. I mean, whatever it is they're doing. But meanwhile, I'd kind of wait a little bit at $25 silver. I usually don't say that, and $2,000 gold, just to kind of see what happens. Would I sell at these prices? No, not unless I thought my lifespan was pretty short, or I had something somewhere better to put it. But really, gold and silver should be part of your portfolio of protection assets. A way to keep up with money and a good thing. Something that you own and you're never going to wake up and hear it went bankrupt. Okay. As far as what to buy, gold or silver in this environment, once we figure out where this is going, I still like silver. I still think silver is a much better place to be because, again, the historical price of gold, take a look at this. I mean, we've seen our all-time high. This is a macro trend charts right here. And by the way, it is inflation adjusted. That's why it looks a little bit different. But, we had an all-time high. Again, that's inflation adjusted. It shows you 1593, which is really actually $800. What was it? 800, 850 an ounce, 900? I forget, man. My memory's going. In 1980, and then there's our second high we had in 2012. Again, this is inflation adjusted, which was the second high was 2070, and we haven't seen that high again, but we've seen a close of it right there, which is is that date? No, that's not the all-time high, but again, inflation adjusted. Wow. Even that 2020 is inflation adjusted for that much, because really the high was 27 or 2070 or something like that at the time. But gold hitting or getting near its all-time high 3 times so far since I've been in the business in the 1980s. Okay, silver price. Where are we here? Where is silver price today? Live chart. No, I didn't want the today chart. I wanted the all-time chart. I'm not going to get that. All right, let me just move along instead of pulling that up. But silver hitting its all-time high only twice. 1980, 50 bucks an ounce. 2012, 50 bucks an ounce, thereabouts. And since then has not hit its all-time high at all. And if you take a look at the comparison of the silver and gold chart, you can see gold's all-time high. Is that silver or gold? That's silver right there. Gold's all-time high right there. Blues. Boom, boom, and boom. There's 3 all-time highs right there. Is that inflation adjusted too? I believe that is. And take a look at silver. Silver's all-time high, 1980. And there we go. Again, 2012, like I was telling you. And it's been over a decade since we've seen silver at 50 bucks an ounce. Silver's hit its all-time high twice already. And I believe that we're gearing up for that next hit in silver. And I don't think we're going to see, once the dust settles, will it go above 50? Yeah, maybe it will. Maybe it'll just go crazy, 75, $100. Who knows how bad they've broken this market? But once it gets up to that $50 mark or wherever it goes, I think we'll never see $25 silver again. I don't think we'll see $30 silver. I think we'll be into a different stratosphere across the globe on the price of silver, but that's just my opinion. So anyways, all right, with that said, let's get into, I got a good local deal here, folks. I'm not quite sure which ones I've got coming in, but 1/10 ounce platinums. A good friend of mine in the business, I was talking to him, and he said, Brian, he says, I've got a great deal on 1/10 ounce platinums. UK, British, but I don't believe that it's nobles. I think it's the 1/10 ounce. I'm not quite sure what dates they are either. I should have asked, but 1/10 ounce Britannia platinums. And I can sell them for the platinum melt price plus $25. There is sales tax in Florida unless you're spending more than $500. But if you're spending more than $500, you don't even have to pay the sales tax. But under $500, they are the melt price, the current melt price of platinum. What is it here? Let me take a quick look here. Yeah, I'll do the math here. 943. Just say 944, just for keep it nice and even. $25. I can sell these 1/10 ounce platinums right here for $969. Again, if you're spending more than $500, sales tax exempt. Buy as many as you want until he runs out of them. It's such a great deal. I just kind of want to mention that to you. Usually it's hard to buy any fractionals, gold, platinum, silver, anything for any kind of reasonable premium. And I thought this was a good deal. Well, let's talk about a couple of the videos I've done. And by the way, please, if you haven't, hit that like and subscribe button and that bell up in the corner. It tells you when my new videos come out. Sorry about the phone calls a little bit earlier. That even distracted me a bit. Got to remember to try to unplug these things. But when I'm in the store, I got like 1, 2, 3. I got 4 desks down here, and they all start ringing. I just like doing it down here because I like seeing the people walk by. It's a beautiful little town here. And as you know, if you've been to my store, I'm on the ground floor here looking out my glass windows, smiling and waving at people. My most recent videos weren't like my dailies and stuff that I do right now in the way that I videotape these things. Let me make sure I got a recording going. Yes. The last couple videos were just kind of remakes of some earlier videos I did, plus some additional material and a better job as well, too. I think I did a better job than my original videos on silver buying basics and gold buying basics. I haven't had an opportunity to answer a lot of questions, and a lot of you longtime viewers out there, please don't think I've ignored it or anything. I've just been so busy with other things, and the format that I've been using hasn't given me the opportunity to address some of the comments. But I'll get back into addressing the comments. And Silver Liner, one of my commenters out there, I hope you're feeling well, sir. Really, that's about it, folks. I'm going to roll on this one, and as I said last year, and I think I'm going to just keep this in my repertoire here of quotes on daily videos, or maybe semi-daily. I don't daily videos. I'm thinking about what I did before. My weekly videos now. Think for yourself, and always question authority, folks. And question yourself most of all, because we may not always have the complete picture. That's it, folks. Have yourself a wonderful evening. If you're looking to buy gold, silver, and platinum, and you live in South Florida anywhere, come visit our brick and mortar store in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. We're open 10 to 4 Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you out with your purchases. You know why it's nice to buy from a local store like us? Well, first off, I'll tell you, I beat the online guys like Apmax, SD, and JM Bullion. I'll beat their prices, and I'll beat the local guys around here too, because, if you want to be successful, you have to compete with good competitive people. And you have to compete with, again, let me preface that again, good reputable people. And all these companies that I mentioned, Apmax, SD, JM Bullion, and my local competition are good, reputable people, but I'll still beat their prices. I want your business. And you know what the beauty, too, is not doing business online, is establishing yourself a relationship with the dealers. So when it comes time to sell, you don't want to stick the stuff in the mailbox and hope it gets to the company you bought it from, whether it's Apmax, SD, JM, or whoever. It's just too unnerving. That's why it's nice to develop a relationship with a good local dealer. And the other thing too is, unlike online, a good local dealer will tell you, hey, don't buy those. They're overpriced. The premium's too much. Buy this. Don't, you'll get better service, And if you can get them to beat the prices of the online guy, boy, you just won a lot in many different ways. And if you don't have a good local dealer, take the time to try to drive and find one. And if you're absolutely stuck and you can't find anyone, give me a call and I'll see what I can help you out with. Well, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching again, and have yourself a wonderful evening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye now.